Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, it's Anne here, and I'm going to be teaching you, or hopefully helping you to learn better than teaching, because I'm not really good at teaching, how to create reborn babies with the use of air dry paints. Now, I have been doing a lot of research into it. I've tried many different air dry paints. Some would fade off, some would just not be suitable for any detail work. There's a lot of reasons why I stopped using them. I am coming from Genesis, and I have used Genesis heat set paints with great success over many years, but for the convenience of air drying, as opposed to having to heat the Reborn kit, I prefer to try and get air dry where possible, and I think I found the solution finally. Now, I have used these paints in the past for other projects, and before I started to do these videos, which we will call air drying, no, that doesn't sound good. I should have thought of all this before I got on camera. Reborning with air dry paints Anne's way, part 1, so that we won't get confused as to which part's which. Should have said that in the beginning too. But anyway, I've used them for different projects over the years. Found them to be fantastic paints, highly pigmented, and they stay on forever. Like, they do not rub off, they do not fade. But I've never tried them on Reborn dolls until recently. Excuse me. And I did a few kits before I did this video, and I'm very happy with the results. So the mystery paints are, whoops, upside down does not help, the Jo Sonja's range acrylic paints, matte fluid. That's the one you want. You don't want the gloss, okay? They come in a variety of colours, maybe even more so than Genesis. And the way in which you get these paints to work is really quite simple, by using the Jo Sonja's mediums that go with it. Now, I've got nothing to gain or lose. I'm not promoting the paints here or their mediums. I'm just telling you what I found to work for me. The all-purpose sealer. Now, I use that just after I've painted, having a bad day today, after I've washed the kits thoroughly, and also rubbed them down with rubbing alcohol, isocol, I believe it's called, and allowed to air dry overnight, so for a full 24 hours. That's in order to get rid of any release agent that might be on there or interfere with your painting. Now, when you first apply the all-purpose sealer, you'll get shocked like I did, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm trying to get away from shine. It creates very, very much of a shine on your kits. But don't panic, it will go. As soon as you start laying those paints on top of the sealer, you will have a matte finish in the end. And even still, to help with the texture of the skin, which we've talked about before with the other paints I was using, and also to remove any whatsoever stain, you use the AK Interactive Ultra Varnish Matte. I got it off eBay. It is manufactured in the States, but I find this, with any paint you use, absolutely fantastic. So that's your end product when you're finished and done with all your painting. The Jo Sonja Stroke and Blend Medium I use little of, and I use it in conjunction with the paints if I want them to stay workable longer, because all air dry paints tend to dry faster than the Genesis did. So by adding that, you're going to prolong your working time. And I also add distilled water if I want a really, really translucent look to them. The thing is, though, because these are highly pigmented, you find that you will add water to basically all of your applications, because they are very strong paints. Now, they don't fade, they don't scratch away, they do not chip, they're nothing. They're just brilliant once you know how to use them. So what we're going to do, and you need lots of cosmetic sponges. I've used this one before, but it's quite dry, so I'll use it again. I'm running out. I have to actually order some. So what I would do, I'm working on 4, you may as well say 5 really, kits. They're not 5, but they're full-bodied and anatomically correct kits. These will all be looking for interested buyers when I'm finished with them. They're beautiful soft vinyl. They're almost like silicone actually. So I'm going to be doing one kit or part of one kit to show you the procedure, and then you take it from there. But I'll show you what colours I use and how much and all this sort of thing. The first application only will contain the all-purpose sealer. Give it a bit of a shake, make sure that it's all nicely blended. And I never measure, you know me from previous videos, so I'm just going to put in here what I think we will need. I don't like wastage either, so. But this, because they've got the great big bodies there as well to go with them, I think we'll probably need a bit of it. Quite a bit of it. Okay, so that's the amount I put. As you can see, it's quite thick. So I'm now going to put some of this. I do measure this actually, because I found that if you put too much in, it will basically take longer for them to dry, but it's still not as long as Genesis. So I've got a mil here, and a mil I think is plenty for this. I'm going to put these away, and I'm going to add my chosen colour and some water to go with it. So the colour I've chosen for the first base layer is fawn. There is skin tone, there is quite a few different ones there. As I said, the variety is very much for everyone's taste. So I'm putting in about that much to that much sealer and blend and stroke medium. If I need to add more, I will, but at this point in time we'll go with the flow. Now I'm going to get some distilled water, and of that I'm going to put more. So I'm putting a whole 5 mils. So this should really do it. I'm going to get a mixing brush. We'll do a nice soft one would be good. Oh, that'll do. And I'm just going to mix all this together, and the consistency we're looking for, about, I don't know, this looks like chocolate actually, guys, or fudge or something. Just the consistency of full cream milk, I'd say. So it's not actually a wash or a mottling layer. It is a sealer, the sealing layer. So, and I'll just show you on a napkin. It is ultra translucent, you can see that. Alright, so give it more of a mix just to make sure all is mixed up properly. By the way, you can buy these paints online from most art stores in Australia, probably overseas as well. And they're a 75 gram, I think it's 75 gram, yeah, tube, so that's going to go a long way. And the average price is around $7 a tube. But, you know, there's still value for money. I was really just keen to have something that would just work. Okay, that'll do. So we'll start off with the head. Oh, sorry, you have to wear gloves, so I'll go and get gloves.